My wife said she only married me because I knocked her up. I stared at her, confused. We don't have kids. After 3 years of failed IVF, specialist visits, and heartbreak, it's taken a serious toll. Then one Tuesday at 6 a.m., I found her sobbing in the bathroom, holding a positive pregnancy test. What's wrong? I asked. Isn't this what we've been praying for? She looked up at me with this strange, almost haunted expression I'd never seen before. Mike, I need to tell you something about why I really married you, and I'm terrified you're going to hate me for it. My stomach dropped like a stone. Here it comes, the confession that destroys everything we've built together. All those couples therapy sessions about honest communication, all those promises to never keep secrets, and she's been hiding something this monumental. Remember when we first started dating seriously? I told you I'd never been pregnant before, never had any pregnancy scares? I nodded slowly, my mouth suddenly dry. We'd had that conversation during our 4th month together, when things got serious enough to discuss our futures. I lied. I was pregnant in college but lost the baby at 22 weeks, she said, wiping mascara-streaked tears. The father ghosted me the moment I told him. Jenny, why didn't you tell me? We've been together 5 years. Because after you proposed, I had a panic attack, not about marrying you, but this awful thought that maybe I said yes because you felt safe. Like an insurance policy if I got pregnant. I stared at her, trying to process this revelation. You think you married me as some kind of backup pregnancy support system? I honestly don't know anymore. These past 3 years of trying unsuccessfully, I keep torturing myself wondering if that's the real reason I chose you over other guys. Not because I genuinely love you with my whole heart, but because you felt emotionally and financially secure. She was crying harder now. What if I've been lying to myself about my feelings this entire time? I stood up and started pacing our small bathroom. This was definitely not how I'd imagined we'd be celebrating our first positive pregnancy test. Jenny, do you remember our very first Valentine's Day together? She looked confused through her tears. What does that have to do with anything? First Valentine's Day. You were working that terrible double shift at the hospital, remember? You got home at midnight, exhausted, expecting me to be angry about missing our dinner reservation. I remember vaguely. So what? I had spent the entire evening cooking your favorite meal from scratch, even though I'm a terrible cook. Burned the chicken, oversalted everything, nearly set off the smoke alarm twice. When you walked through that door, you took one look at the disaster I'd created and started crying, but happy tears. She was staring at me now, the pregnancy test forgotten in her lap. If you were just looking for pregnancy insurance, would you have cared that I'd spent 6 hours trying to make you smile? Would you have stayed up until 3 a.m. helping me study for my certification exam even though you were dead tired? Would you have driven 8 hours to my sister's wedding just because family was important to me? That's completely different. Is it really though? Because the woman I proposed to wasn't thinking about hypothetical babies at all. She was the one who held my hand through my mom's cancer treatments, who learned to change oil because she knew cars intimidated me. Jenny sat down heavily on our closed toilet seat, still clutching the positive test. You think I proposed because I wanted to be your backup pregnancy plan? I proposed because you snort when you laugh really hard and somehow it's adorable, because you leave little encouraging notes in my lunch when you know I'm having difficult days. She started laughing through her tears. That's honestly the most ridiculous romantic speech I've ever heard. Perfect. We're both overthinking this. I knelt down in front of her. Jenny, you didn't marry me for security. You married me because we're genuinely partners, and now our partnership is getting a tiny new member. She looked down at the test again. I'm absolutely terrified, Mike. I'm scared too, but not about whether you actually love me. I know you do. How can you be so confident? Because you've been grieving every single negative test like it was our shared loss, not just your disappointment. That's not insurance policy behavior. That's pure love. She finally smiled. We're actually having a baby. We're finally having our baby.